G'day, I'm Tim Thompson. Today I'm out with the crew from Walters Fencing in Tamworth, New South Wales to have a look at a fencing platform I reckon's worth a good look. Some people swear by tractors, some people swear by crawlers. These guys, as you can see, manufacture their own custom fencing trailers, and I'm keen to see how the versatility of this trailer helps them do their job better and easier. It's fantastic to be out with you guys. I hope you don't mind me bumming around and getting in the way today.
No, as long as you're prepared to have a bit of fun and try some new gear.
Mate, I'll have a crack. I'm not guaranteeing that I'm going to do as good a job as you blokes, but I'll have some fun all the same. So I can't wait to get into this and see what you guys do.
Let's do it.
Let's do some New South Wales fencing.
Rightio.
So you've got several displays here, Dave. You've got one actually for the truck itself, and then you've got one for the trailer.
Yep, so that's the bottom of the post guide just there, and then you line it up with the star post that I'm currently reversing up to.
So James, this looks like electrical and hydraulic spaghetti, mate. Can you take us through some of the main features of this trailer?
So this trailer is designed to do everything we need for an end assembly project. So stays, panels, strainers, swinging gates, and its primary function is as a post driver. So we've got a folding hydraulic mast here, and this has got a dolly which suits 100 NB and 150 NB pipe. So we generally stick to two strainer post sizes just for consistency and simplicity. So the mast stands up. Around the front here we have a toolbox which has got all of the gear we need. We've got our world-class welder, a backup stick welder just in case we have any troubles, welding helmet, all of our power tools. Everything's cordless apart from the welder, because unfortunately cordless welders don't exist yet.
Now you've got several trailers, and you made a really important point. I was whinging about different batteries for different ecosystems, and you actually said that's a real advantage to you guys.
It is.
You've got a different ecosystem on each trailer.
Correct.
Just talk to me about that just for a second.
Yep, sure. So the concept behind that is because we've got multiple platforms, various crews, and the factory that makes it all is we run 5 different platforms, and the idea of that is so that each vehicle carries the tool that it needs and it doesn't end up somewhere it doesn't need to be. So our most recent system is Makita for the new driver trailer. The older driver trailer has DeWalt. We run Milwaukee in the shed and Hitachi in the other vehicles, and that's 4. So clearly when I said 5, my maths was a little bit off.
Mate, we'll forgive you. Any tips? What's your favourite ecosystem?
So far we're leaning very heavily towards the Makita.
Okay.
The DeWalt is very powerful.
Yep.
But the battery life and the battery systems are a little bit clunky.
Okay.
The Makita is really good. We've got a constant charger in here.
Right, so that runs off. You've got a generator on the trailer, and that constantly runs.
So whenever it's on, it's charging a battery.
Yep.
So as soon as you get a flat battery, you just chuck it straight on. Yep. Cycle through. We love Milwaukee in the shed. Milwaukee are good because they've really done a good job on broadening their platform. They have a lot of different gear.
But you don't need a whole heap of different tools
No,
here. You just
so
need
we've
stuff
only
that
got
works.
the 3 in here. 4, sorry. Once again, the maths is doing well. We've got the drill, the rattle gun, a circular saw, and a grinder.
Okay, and that gets you through most of the work that you need to do.
It does.
You've also got some really cool little shelves in here. You've got a few bits and bobs in there, obviously.
Yeah.
All your little hand tools and things.
So we've got our consumables for welding and grinding, hinges, and all of our nuts, stay nuts, hex screws, pin plates, which you'll see how all of this works shortly. Stay points and 2-hole plates, and gate latches with our initials laser cut into them. In our bottom drawer we've got spare parts for the driver,
and
hammer,
a motivator.
a magic wand for picking up scraps so we don't leave anything in the paddock.
Now that's a critical thing for a high quality job, and for best practice is to never leave any metal in the paddock at all, at any time.
As you say, Tim, don't be a dag, pick up your dags.
Correct. So you've got a magnet for that, and you actually walk the fence line at the end and just make sure that nothing's been missed.
Yeah, particularly when you're cutting panels in and you have sharp little edges that'll take a tyre out or get into a horse's hoof.
Yeah, right.
Very unprofessional if any of that's left behind. We have a electric jackhammer here, which has been modified to drive stock posts, and that's used for pinning our strainers. The idea being that as the gal takes a little while to sort of rust in and adapt to the soil, a pin post, a rusty pin post, helps it all hold together for the first couple of years while everything's settling in. And then over the side we have our deck for carrying the strainers. We've got some 100 NB pipe here, medium wall. Our stays are up on top. This can also carry cattle rail, etc. A measuring stick for panelling, and just focusing up here on the truck quickly. Got our pin posts, rusty posts for pinning the strainers, our concrete stay pads.
I see you've got your remote control strapped to you already and ready to go.
This is the coolest part of the whole system.
This is super cool. If you guys grew up playing with radio controlled cars and you want to get into fencing, this is what to do. I can't wait to see this going. I've seen it in the shed while you're actually manufacturing this very trailer, which is kind of cool to actually see this as it was being designed and built. Now we get to see it in the paddock in action. James, take her away, mate.
Yep, I'll just run you through the idea of the remote control system. First off being safety. So although it's easy to use, it enables the operator to be removed from the vehicle. So when you're driving a strainer, you can stand well back for the noise factor. And there's even factors such as if you've been negligent and for some reason strike a power line with your strainer, which let's hope that doesn't ever happen, because a professional will do a dial before you dig and get a locator out. But if you do have anything happen, you're well and truly remote from the whole machine. You can sit down in the shade and put a strainer in remotely.
And that's a huge deal. Like the number of contractors that you still see wrestling posts with a crowbar on the back of their driver is, it's pretty amazing when this technology is available, and it's keeping your crew perfectly safe.
Yep, we want them all to go home at the end of the day and be happy and enjoy the work day. So all these little accessories, they may seem like a large investment.
Yeah, but if you hit, as you said, a power line or something by mistake, so if anything like that does happen, it's just an embarrassing story and not a trip to the coroner.
Exactly.
Let her rip, mate.
Yep, sure. So we're going to hand over to our main man, Dave, and Dave's going to run us through the actual operation of it. Over to you, good sir.
Thanks, mate. Well, first where's the key? Glow the trailer, just like you would any diesel engine. Wait till lights turn off. Rev it up a little bit. So once the remote and the trailer's on, select the fold up. Until the pin locks in on the side of the trailer. Then once it's up, open the post guide, slide it out.
And you're doing all of this on the remote there?
Doing all this on the remote. Stabilise it down. Lift the hammer up a bit, try and get the guide in the centre of the post where we've marked it out previously. So once you've lined it up on the star post, we use the front and back stabiliser, which is the same switch. Lifts the trailer up, drops the stabiliser down so the trailer doesn't bounce around when you're driving the post. So in the post guide, we've got inserts to suit any post. So these ones suit 100 MB post. So when this hardware closes, it's hands-free driving, so no risk of getting your hand caught, stuff like that. But as always, the level's handy, so when you're setting up the mask, it's nice and level for when you grab the post and slot it in.
So Dave, that was remarkably quick from getting it set up on the ground to getting that post in.
Yep.
You've actually worked for a number of different fencing contractors. You've also worked for the mines doing fencing. You've had quite a degree of experience. What's your opinion of this sort of platform for fencing?
It's 100% easier. It's definitely easy one-man job if you're willing to do the heavy lifting with the posts.
Yep.
It's 100% easier than I've used driver on the back of a tractor.
Yep.
I've used driver on a 5-ton excavator.
Yep.
It's a lot more dangerous than this. You're gonna have to hold the post, set it up, close it up, walk 10 metres away.
The only manual handling that I can see is getting that post from that side of the trailer to this side of the trailer.
Yep. 100%.
And then the rest is all automated.
Yep.
That's brilliant, mate.
Yep.
All right, let's have a look at you put in a few more.
Cool.
So guys, it's like watching ballet, watching you two work together. You know exactly what each other's doing and it's fantastic to see.
We just didn't bring our ballet skirts with us today.
That's it. Well, you brought the ballet shirt.
We got the themed shirt,
no,
trademark shirts. Yeah, so Tim, what do you reckon? Do you want to have a go at this gear?
You're going to let me on that?
Yeah.
Right, you know I'm a rank amateur, right?
Oh, it's designed to be idiot proof.
Right, yeah, okay. Right, you haven't got any instructions on how to throw over the shoulder, do you?
No, if we did have any instructions, we would have thrown them out long ago ourselves.
Good to hear, mate, good to hear. All right, look, mate, I'm up for it. If you're up for it, I can't wait to have a go.
Yeah.
They're letting me on their machine. idiots. Well, Dave, I brought my speed dealers along. We're ready to go. There's still time. Do you want to say no?
Nah, it's alright.
All right, here we go.
That should be right. Turn off. If you're standing at the back of the trailer, the remote is where the action will go. Right, that makes sense. Yep, roughly about there. Lift the hammer up. So this
When you get your hands on the equipment and you're taken through it by the team at Walters, you very quickly appreciate that everything they do is a time and motion study. The efficiency of the design of the trailer means that the job's not only faster, but it's easier and safer. Notwithstanding, Dave was a true tradesman, and this showed in his ability to teach me so quickly how to use this complex piece of machinery to get a good result.
close those arms, and that's the point, isn't it? You got the clip.
Hammer time!
Yeah, on the post this time, yep.
Guys, that couldn't be easier. If I can use this and drive my first post in dead straight, you can too. And I can't tell you enough, this is actually quite an intuitive controller to use. I know it looked like I was looking for controls all the time, but they are in a logical place. Once you get used to them, you drive a few posts. I can't see why anyone wouldn't prefer this over the old method of wrestling around with your crowbars while you're trying to get the post in. That's dangerous, this is safe, and it's fun. They've never invented light concrete, have they? Somewhere here, I know you guys have got a routine.
Yep, that's alright. So we also need a
One of those.
light,
Beautiful.
and
And a bit of
inside the
threaded
next
rod.
one there's a bit of threaded rod.
Righto, so stand at the post.
Stand at the post, one
Post
arm,
over there.
and one arm at the next one.
Post over there.
Meet in the middle.
When you're
So
happy,
that's where you
clap
want.
your hands.
Yep, so that's where you point.
This is where I
Yep.
came across the nut
you'll
setting
hold it there.
stick. It not only lets
Where
you
you
mark
mark
out
it.
where to drill your holes, it
Same
also
as the
allows
bottom.
you through a magnetised spanner at the end to only drill a single hole in your post and set the nut for your threaded rod inside. Pure genius.
And one of the two nuts. Put in the.
Time to set my nuts.
Put it down the post. And then you'll grab the
And
threaded.
that should be right
that
on,
should
yeah?
be lined up. Yeah.
Look at that.
And then you'll grab the threaded rod.
And grab my handle.
Grab the handle. Pull it towards you. Just so
I
it's
love
tight up
this
against
idea.
the post.
Who thought of this idea?
Oh, I'm not too sure.
This is the idea of the whole shoot. This is just that much easier and safer. And that should now be
Yep.
attached.
So
Whoops.
we like to.
I think I've come off the
No,
center.
that's all right. So once you get through a certain way, the threaded rod will push the magnet out.
Yep.
So that's how you know when to ease
and
up
then
a
you
bit.
just pull back and just twist
If
a bit
you
more.
pull back, and then if you look down the post, we like to do about 5 or 10 mil Yeah, I think that'll be alright. Yep.
When you spend a bit of time in the field installing these floating end assemblies on steel posts, you see why they're taking over fencing everywhere. They just make sense. From ease of installation to strength to adjustability over the lifetime of the fence, they do it all. You combine that with this fantastic idea of the nut setter that Walters have come up with, and you've got yourself a really easy to use, strong, quick system. Of course, it goes without saying that Walters sell a lot of the tools that we're using today, and if you're looking for really good equipment, they're worth a look. And if you're like Walters and you like to pin your end assembly posts, their little pin plates are absolutely fantastic. Have a look at this. James, Clancy, thanks very much for having us out today. We've seen some fantastic innovations in your fencing setup and your rig, and got some wonderful tips and tricks which we'll be sharing over the next couple of weeks. It's always a pleasure to spend time with you guys.
You too, Tim. Thanks, Tim.
No
See you next
worries.
time, mate.
Don't forget, guys, if you live in the New England area and you're after some really good fencing equipment, or you just need a darn good fence put up by really nice guys, hello. Don't forget, if you like this sort of content, hit the little subscribe button down there, give it a thumbs up, and there's plenty more content like this and more on timthompson.ag. Until we meet again, boys, good luck down the fence line.
Thanks, Tim. Appreciate it. Next time.
And hey, look out for future episodes with Walters, where we learn how they run out their intermediate posts, plain, barb and mesh, all at the same time. And James shows us his tips for welding a steel gate on.